I know that I'm going to take his loss out in the first round.
He said, we're going to finish the fight. We're going to finish the fight. And he was talking to the ref. He wasn't talking to Ilia. So I took it as Ilia was like, dude, I can't go on. And when you hear that from your athlete, you have to make that right choice. I'm like, do we take more damage or do we go on? So, look at me. Okay, it's over. It's over. Stop it. Yeah.
It's the pressure fight. Oh, right hand, he hurt him. I mean, Ilia's face is just destroyed.
No. We finished the fight.
That's the end of the fight, Mr. President.
And that'll do it. That's it.
I think he's honest with himself. Ilia and I, we share the same agent, and we were talking about him earlier today. And what I heard was that he's humble, that he is honest. He realized that he just didn't perform well.
Stop everything, because today's explosive UFC documentary just dropped with never-before-heard audio from Topuria's corner, and trust me, nobody saw this coming. We're also diving much deeper into Topuria's clash with Gaethje. We'll also take a closer look.
I did in the sport.
So what do you think it will take Ilia to get back to fighting again after such a loss?
Ilia's he's gonna be in a good position. He has faith. He has a strong team. And that's a lot of what it takes. He has a work ethic. I think he's honest with himself. Ilia and I, we share the same agent, and we were talking about him earlier today. And what I heard was that he's humble, that he is honest. He realized that he just didn't perform well. And I think that's the number one step of getting back into the ring in a healthy way. It's the guys that make excuses. That's when it's hard to come back and win that rematch. Guys who just say, you know what, I could have did better. I could have done more. Honesty with yourself is the key to MMA. Knowing exactly who you are, what you've done, what you haven't done. You can't lie once you get in that cage.
Hold on, because Jon Jones just exposed what he believes is Ilia Topuria's biggest problem, and it has nothing to do with fighting skills. Once a fighter reaches the top, everything around them changes unbelievably fast overnight. Pressure, fame, distractions, and expectations all explode at the exact same time. According to Jon Jones, most champions don't fall apart inside the cage first. They fall apart because of everything happening outside it. That's exactly why strong teammates and honest self-awareness become far more valuable than raw talent alone. He insists the toughest
I didn't hear what he said until I understood the language where he was like, he said it a certain way, and the third time I heard it, I was like, we're going to finish the fight. We're going to finish the fight. And he was talking to the ref. He wasn't talking to Ilia. So I took it as Ilia was like, dude, I can't go on. And when you hear that from your athlete, you have to make that right choice. I'm like, do we take more damage or do we go on? So look at me. Okay, it's over. It's over. Stop it. Yeah. I'm always there to protect my athletes, and it's very nice to be able to work with people that have the same goals as me. My goals is I'm never going to be a champion. I'm a championship coach, but I'm not a champion. And being able to work with people that want to chase things like that, I get so much joy out of it. Seeing the concern in his brother's eye and the way his brother was pulling the hood off, like, bro, don't be embarrassed. You fought your ass off. Like, that is special. That is like, everybody's making fun of like why he was putting a hood over his head. When you're down, you're down. And, you know, again, to be at the level that he is at took the most courage to get to that point. And what he's done to the guys prior to us. His brother was telling him, pull that off, dude. Like, don't be down. We lost. And when you lose a round doesn't mean you lose a fight. When you lose a fight doesn't mean you lose.
Everything changed the second the fight was stopped because Ilia Topuria's corner made one brutal decision that instantly divided the entire MMA world. His brother stepped in, not as a worried spectator, but as the final voice of reason during total chaos. Because when a fighter insists, I can still go, the corner must decide what reality actually looks like. In that moment, the choice wasn't about courage, it was about preventing even greater damage. The coach later explained it clearly, saying the hardest responsibility isn't always pushing a fighter forward, it's pulling him back when emotion screams louder than logic. He recognized the hesitation, the exhaustion, and the danger of continuing, so he made the call not to surrender, but to protect.
Going into this fight, Justin, that was so unique, was I've already lost. I've already put myself in the worst scenario. Fear is a great thing, and understanding that the worst case scenario, when you put yourself in that scenario, and what that does is that causes you not to hesitate, and you have such a unique mindset to that. Where did that come from? Where did your mindset come from?
Definitely all came from wrestling. I wrestled so many matches, and, where I was mentally was a big factor and a big variable when it came to my ability to compete. So just understanding that I, had control, and really just keeping it so simple, keeping it as simple as possible, not confusing things, not overinflating things, and just making it easy.
Brace yourselves, because Justin Gaethje fights with a mindset that embraces defeat before it ever has the chance to happen. That fearless mentality comes straight from his wrestling background, where controlled chaos shaped everything about his approach. Years of relentless competition taught him that true mental strength reveals a fighter's real identity. For him, fear becomes an advantage, never a weakness. Once emotion disappears, every reaction transforms into pure instinct. No hesitation, no second thoughts, only ruthless execution. That's what gives him his biggest edge. Brace yourselves, because Justin Gaethje fights with a mindset that embraces defeat before it ever has the chance.
No te vuelvas loco cuando cruces, ¿vale? Eres mucho mejor. Topuria landing a remarkable 72% of his significant strikes.
Oh, right hand, he hurt him.
Follow the doctor, you can see in the right eyes.
Time. Doctor, make your assessment, please.
Mark Goddard has now called time, given the ringside physician a chance to make his decision.
This allows Topuria more time.
The doctor's saying no.
Where's this doctor from?
The doctor's going to call the fight.
Is this doctor from DC?
Ilia, watch it.
He just said something to his brother.
Wow, it's almost like he's trying to not finish.
They're not going to let him answer the next round.
Track the referee. They're going to stop it. Take 10.
No. We finished the fight.
That's the end of the fight, Mr. President.
And that'll do it. That's it. Oh, unbelievable. And new tired on his stool. Oh, that is the greatest fight yet.
So good. Love you.
Woo! It's beyond anything that anybody's ever seen.
The shocking stoppage wasn't caused by one devastating punch. It came from relentless damage piling up round after round until there was nowhere left to hide. Ilia Topuria was still landing with elite-level accuracy, but something was obviously changing in his vision and reactions. Then the cage-side doctor stepped in. Everything paused, and suddenly the fight stopped being about offense and defense and became a matter of medical judgment. The referee waited, desperately giving every possible second for clarity. But the truth was already unfolding in what left veteran fighters completely speechless wasn't simply the result, but how unbelievably dominant the entire performance looked under intense pressure. Even top analysts underestimated Justin Gaethje's composure when everything was on the line. In situations where most fighters completely fall apart, he somehow became even sharper. His timing improved. His reads became tighter, and his durability transformed into unstoppable momentum. Ilia Topuria still Here's the brutal truth John Jones wants every fighter to hear. Staying undefeated in MMA has never been about skill alone. It's about surviving your own success before it destroys you. The second a fighter becomes champion, everything around them changes overnight. Attention explodes, pressure multiplies, and distractions become impossible to escape. He explains that fame brings comfort, and comfort quietly destroys discipline. Without the right support system, the real shock after the fight wasn't just the defeat, it was the terrifying damage around Ilia Topuria's eye that instantly had everyone talking. Experts warn injuries like these can leave psychological scars long after the physical wounds finally heal. Swelling and vision problems may continue affecting timing and reactions well into recovery. The biggest question: forget the loss, because the real drama exploded after the fight when Ilia Topuria's battered eye became the center of attention. Experts believe injuries like these can leave psychological scars long after the physical damage disappears. Swelling and vision problems could continue affecting his timing and reactions well beyond recovery. Behind the scenes, Ilia Topuria's condition is raising far bigger concerns than anyone expected, and insiders say the real story is only beginning. Experts explain that long after the visible injuries heal, the body's deeper effects can still linger, quietly changing the entire recovery process. Rushing back too soon could create even more serious problems. After taking that kind of punishment, even light training can feel completely different. That's exactly why so many respected voices across the sport are now demanding. The aftermath of the fight sent Paddy Pimblett into absolute disbelief as his reaction captured nothing but pure chaos and raw emotion. He recalled how many expected Ilia Topuria to quit, but insisted Justin Gaethje proved every doubter wrong in the most brutal fashion imaginable. Paddy Pimblett described the punishment Justin Gaethje absorbed early, including crushing body shots, dangerous submissions, and non-stop pressure that nearly ended everything several times. At one stage, he looked completely trapped in a deep submission, yet somehow survived and flipped the entire fight around. According to the rematch hype just took a shocking twist because Justin Gaethje has quietly poured cold water on an immediate second showdown after their brutal war. Right now, recovery, perfect timing, and the division's future matter far more, leaving absolutely no clear path toward another fight anytime soon. Absolutely unbelievable. Everything exploded when Joe Rogan described Ilia Topuria versus Justin Gaethje in truly historic terms on his podcast. Joe revealed the atmosphere was absolutely insane, with 85,000 fans roaring so loudly it felt overwhelming even through the audio. He called it the craziest experience of his entire combat sports career, insisting nothing else even comes close. According to him, the main event wasn't just incredible, it may have been the greatest fight ever witnessed. Ilia Topuria entered as the most gifted fighter of the new generation, looking almost impossible to stop early. But Justin Gaethje's unbelievable resilience completely flipped the momentum after surviving serious danger. Ilia Topuria slowed down, struggled with his vision, and Justin Gaethje started landing devastating shots. By the final rounds, the contest had transformed into a savage war of survival and exhaustion. Fights like this define entire generations. Dana White explained that clashes like Ilia Topuria versus Justin Gaethje can change everything in an instant. He insisted no amount of preparation can truly predict outcomes at this level. One perfectly timed punch can rewrite history. When battles reach this level of intensity, they don't just change rankings, they completely reshape divisions. After wars like this, the entire lightweight division is never the same again. The rematch debate always explodes after brutal, damage-filled wars because everyone keeps asking the exact same question: can a fighter truly come back unchanged? Some believe youth and elite skill guarantee a full recovery. Others insist severe physical trauma changes a fighter forever. In combat sports, injuries aren't simply physical setbacks. They quietly reshape perception, timing, and reactions under relentless pressure. That tiny difference often decides the outcome of future fights. Even elite fighters admit you never fully understand the true impact until you step back inside the cage again. That's exactly why opinions on rematches remain completely divided, because nobody can truly measure what has changed inside a fighter until the moment they return.